Alright. So, first things first, we're going to go ahead and get this aircraft to autopilot, barometric altitude hold, automated throttle control, get our knee board out. Let's set up TACAN, 71 X-ray. Let's get our ILS, 11. Make sure it's on. Make sure the TACAN is on. Check your data link. Make sure that's on. Check the frequency, 336.0. I would check the other one as well. ATC frequency, I'm going to set that up on COM 1, 127.5.
Welcome to the weapons training exercise. There are 5 levels, so once you go through the course, a complete new set of targets will be presented.
To me.
Live ground fire disabled. If you are hit, it will not hurt or be fatal.
So now we're going to go ahead and call up the ATC on the carrier.
Marshall 041, marking MOPS 181450, Angels 29.5, State 8.1.
Rough Rider Marshall, Case 3 recovery, CP1 approach, expect final bearing 344, altimeter is 290.903, 041, Marshall's Motors 164, radio 21, DME Angels 6, expected approach time is 13.
Alright, so we're going to go ahead and set up our TACAN ILS and turn on ACL. We got some important information from approach. This is a Case 3 recovery, so we're going to be flying straight in. Very important, they give us the final bearing of the runway on the carrier. This is 344. It's including or accounting for the 10-degree offset of the runway on the carrier itself. They give us altimeter information, radial. What's important here is this 21 DME. That's usually 21 miles from the carrier is when you're expected to get within parameters for approach, and pretty much start the handoff to the platform on the carrier. So the parameters that approach wants from us is she wants us to get down to Angel 6, so 6,000 feet in altitude. And typically the standard approach speed is 300 miles per hour. So I'm going to try to get myself within those parameters, but we're going to go ahead and set the TACAN up first. So final bearing 344. They're going to continue talking, but I'm going to be setting this up.
041, Marshall on the 16421, DME
ILS,
Angels 6,
ACL.
expected approach time is 13.
Holding course line
041, brief back correct.
until ICC select. Entering 344, the final bearing, which is now set. Going to go ahead and turn off autopilot, but maintain ATC because I don't want to go too fast. I'm going to turn for the course line perpendicular to go directly towards it. And we'll make a fairly steep dive because we're at 29,000 feet in altitude and we need to get down to 6,000. It is fairly dark out here. So I'll show you what it looks like with the NVGs on briefly, but I'm not going to use night vision for most of this. We're currently around 40 miles from the carrier. I'm going to try to get myself within parameters and give myself plenty of distance to settle myself out and get on to the course line. There are some mountains here, so I'll level out. So I'll be using ATC and barometric altitude hold a lot during this procedure. As soon as I get at the speed or the altitude I want, I will hold it in place with those guys. So we're at 300 miles per hour. Bam, we're holding that with ATC. We're at 6,000 feet. I'm gonna level out and we'll set barometric altitude hold. Which will only work as long as your nose is fairly level. Alright. And now I'm going to gently roll the aircraft, keeping the nose level, and work my way back towards the course line. I'll go ahead and get my HSI up on my right page as well, so I don't have to look all the way down at the bottom center display. Yep. Keep resetting that barometric altitude hold. So we're pretty much in line. We'll need some more adjustments, but I'm going to go call in established.
041. Established Angels 6. State 7.8.
041. Roger, state 7.8.
Don't want to hit that. Back over here. Oh, it never goes smoothly. Alright. So, we had data flash on the screen for a moment there on our HUD, just above ATC. So, that meant we got new command. There, she's asking us to go 300 miles per hour at 6,000 altitude. I'll go ahead and drop my altitude a bit and try to get better aligned with the TACAN course line. Remembering the final bearing is 344. Also, my compass bearing tape is getting obstructed by my RWR. I'll turn the RWR off, and now I got a nice clean compass tape up there. Now we're pretty close to where we need to be. I could go ahead and just call in commencing at this point.
041. Commencing. State 7.7. Altimeter 29.93.
And barometric altitude hold.
041. Radar contact 26 miles. Expect final bearing 344.
Alright.
041.
So data is flashing on my HUD again. That means we got new parameters. So we need to go 250 miles per hour, 5,000 feet in altitude. So we need to turn off all of the autopilot. I'm gonna bring my altitude down at a rate of 4,000 feet per second, or more in my case. And I'm also using my speed brake, which is indicated up there.
Altitude.
So I want to decrease my speed to 250. Alright, I've scrubbed off more than enough altitude there, and let's hold my speed.
Switch approach.
Great. She's satisfied with the parameters. We're going to go ahead and switch to the platform. First thing you got to do is check in.
041. Checking in 20 miles. 041. Approach. Final bearing 344. 041.
Just making small adjustments whilst we're waiting for him to respond. Well, back, we're just going to drop the hook. Let's go ahead and call platform.
041, platform.
We're at 17 miles.
041, roger.
Now we've got new data, as indicated by the flashing data on the screen. We need to drop to 1,200 at 200 feet per second, which is the command rate of descent. So I'll drop down, use some speed brake. We got to get all the way down to 1,200. Bring my bearing back to 344. See, we still need some small adjustments. Bringing my speed down. Bring my altitude down.
Altitude. Altitude.
Speed taking all too long to drop.
041, fly bullseye. 041.
Still gotta make sure to use radar altimeter for my rate altitude there. There we go. That probably would have been good to use to start with. And I'll just get back up to altitude and ATC to hold my speed. Now I can focus on my altitude alone. There we go. And barometric altitude hold.
041, final radar contact, 8 miles.
New data. They want me to slow down to 140. So we'll do that. I'll hold out my speed brake. Continue to make some adjustments to my bearing. Now I can see my ILS line finally appear, so I can follow that.
6 miles, St. Needles. 041, up left. 041, confirm, fly mode 2.
Drop in gear and flaps. Oh man, I need to go right. Right now I'm just manually aligning best I could. Approaching glide path
041.
is a good sign. That means I can go ahead and turn on coupled mode. But you need to have your ATC on and holding speed at 140 miles per hour at that point. So I turned the ATC on and then immediately switched to coupled mode, and now I'm completely hands-free and the carrier is controlling my glide slope onto the runway. And I'll just once again confirm, tail hook is down, flaps are down, gear is down. We should be good to go. My speed is at 140. HUD, in fact, confirms the ATC is on and coupled mode is on. You can see it is just bringing me straight in. Calling Hornet Ball now.
041, Hornet Ball. 7.0.
That is important to confirm.
Roger that. You're on glide slope. You're on center line.
So, once I touch down, I'm going to go mill power, just in case it bolters. Mill power, and the wire is holding us back. So, let it roll back, hit the brakes. We're going to go ahead and bring the tail hook back up, pull the wing fold control handle out, bring it to the fold position. You'll see the wings will start folding momentarily. There they go. Wing is folded. And now we're going to go ahead and turn nose wheel steering high on, and it should hold with the wings folded up. Just still caught up on the cable there, so it's rolling back. We should be off the cable now, and we'll just get off the active. Alright, and that's how it's done. Probably could be done a hell of a lot better, though.